Good evening, everyone. My name is Kathy Marino Thomas. I'm so glad you could join us here tonight. I'm the co-chair of Equality New York. I'd like to welcome you all to a night that will be full of laughs and fun and raising a little money for our organization. Equality New York is a coalition-based organization. We work on state-level equality. Come and be part of our conversation. We are working to connect LGBTQI people and their allies all over the state to continue the work that's still left to be done to speak to our own equality here in New York. Visit our website at eqny.org to find out how you can become a member and receive our newsletter. Thank you so much for joining us. I'd like to introduce you to tonight's host. He wears many hats in our community. He's a DJ, he's an event producer, an activist, an author, a poet, an all-around trouble gardener, just to name a few things. He's one of the producers of the annual dance parade, Urban Bear Weekend, Madonna Worship Night, and is especially busy during Pride season. I'd like to introduce you now to our wonderful host, Chauncey Dandridge. Thank you so much and enjoy the show.
Hi, Kathy. Am I saying goodbye to you already? All right. Thank you so much, Kathy, for that wonderful introduction. All right. So me and Kathy met about in 2010 during the Wedding March, which was part of Marriage Equality New York. And the cool thing was we didn't have to do it the following year because, the laws changed. But I wish that my record was just as good with that as it is with being an officiant, because out of the 7 weddings that I've officiated, 3 to 4 of them have ended up in divorce. So I guess I should work on my officiant skills. But I want to welcome everyone to the Equality New York LGBTI Comedy Showcase. It is April Fool's Day. It's the perfect day to do something like this. When Kathy asked me if I wanted to help her out with it, I'm like, can I host it? And she's like, of course you can. So when you want to get booked, sometimes you have to book yourself. But we're going to get this show on the road pretty fast. One of the things that you'll see some donation tickers going down across the bottom. You can contribute to furthering equality in New York State. Kathy is one of my activist idols, so I'm very proud to join forces with her with this. And I'll be sharing some. You can be part of the conversation at equalityny.org. You can check out their merch at equalitynewyork.creator-spring.com. There's some really great stuff for you to purchase and help support. And as always, donations are always accepted. So, welcome to Equality New York's very first LGBTI comedy showcase. Our very first guest has the longest name in the roster and the longest bio, so we put her first so my mouth doesn't get dry. Victoria M. Rodriguez-ROLDAN is the Senior Policy Manager for AIDS United, where she brings her own unique intersectional specialties to the fight against the HIV epidemic. Particular areas of expertise and focus are the intersections of issues affecting people living at the intersections of transgender identity, disability, and mental illness through a social justice lens. She frequently speaks on discrimination issues impacting the trans and disability communities. She has been profiled in multiple national media outlets and has been published in multiple academic journals. Prior to joining AIDS United, she was a senior policy counsel at the National LGBTQ Task Force, where she led the Trans GNC Justice Project and the Disability Justice Project. She currently serves in the board of directors of the Autistic Women and Non-Binary Network of HIPS, an organization dedicated to harm reduction for sex work and drug use in the District of Columbia. She's also a board member of Equality New York, the Empire State's leading LGBTQ equality organization. Victoria holds a BA in psychology with honors from the University of Puerto Rico and a JD from the University of Maine School of Law. She lives in the Washington, D.C. area, and she has a very special message for us.
Hello, everyone. I'm Victoria Rodriguez-ROLDAN, and I am one of the board members here at Equality New York. And as soon as I told Kathy that I've sometimes done stand-up comedy in the past, that I have a history of that in prior lives, then I got sucked into doing this. But first off, I want to apologize for doing this in a recording instead of being live with you folks, which is frankly, I have the lamest COVID reason, frankly. It's my second shot of the Pfizer vaccine. It's being done today on April 1st. So, April Fool's to me. odds are I'll probably be feeling like shit at the time of the vaccine, to be very honest. So I want to make sure I get to be with you. So I recorded this in advance. So I guess people ask me a lot, what am I going to do after the vaccine? After I stop feeling like crap, obviously. And it's like, I guess I could do everything. And I keep listing all the things. Like, I'll be invincible from COVID. So I guess I can touch all the surfaces and lick my face and touch my face and all that fun stuff. And lick the toilet seats at the ballpark right on opening day. And drink the filthy pond water that's outside my apartment. We can do all that. Run into traffic at I-95. Actually, don't do that. But that's what we're going to do after COVID. The pandemic is almost over. We can do orgies again soon. Think about it. We've been so socially awkward for such a long time, staying 6 feet away from everyone, that the time we organized the first orgy, and Amanda, feel free to set it up, the first Equality New York sex party after the pandemic, buy tickets eventually, we will need trust exercises to be able to get people to be within 6 feet of each other. We're gonna need, icebreakers and trust exercises and an agenda and a nice set of organized events, because we're not gonna know how to do this out of how out of practice we've been for such a long time, what feels forever. And it's worth it. I don't want to die, but, but soon we'll be past that. And we need to figure out, how are we going to do this? How are we going to get back in the subway after all this? How are we going to do all that stuff? Like, imagine we went to offices when sick and coughed in people. Nowadays, if you cough in someone, you'd get killed right then and there. We used to go around with our faces uncovered, like slutty horse we are, and no one was weirded out by that. Nowadays, you have to wear a face mask to walk into a bank. And I had my debit card stolen a few months ago, so I had to go to Bank of America to get a new debit card, and I couldn't stop thinking every time that I was there all the time with a face mask, and I happened to be wearing a hoodie to make it even worse. I was thinking, oh my God, I'm in a bank with a face covering with a hoodie. In 2019, I would have gotten shot for this. I'm not even going to say arrested, because I'm not white, basically. Like, I would have gotten shot in the spot and admitted it's true. Nowadays, people get arrested in the bank for not wearing masks. That's the world it is. Can you imagine what it's going to take to get back to that? Like I said, we're going to need agendas for orgies. But what does that take? We're going to make it through. We're going to be invincible, get vaccinated in a massive convention center full of people in a long line. Like, what does it take? When I got vaccinated, I ended up getting help once it became clear I qualified because of disabilities and whatever in my state. The thing was, I was helped out by some friends that call themselves vaccine hunters, and it was weird because these are people that spend their evenings waiting at midnight for the appointments to drop, scheduling them, and I can't help but think, like, man, you're the people who scored all the PlayStation 5s when they came out right at that spot. Nowadays, using that for better talents, but whoever does that level of obsessive work of scheduling to be able to find every single vaccine appointment ever right now that they're still scarce, I hope they get help, but I hope they don't get it by the time till the pandemic is over. Anyway, it's past 5 minutes of me talking and rambling, so I'm gonna shut up now. I'm gonna tell you, get vaccinated, become immortal from the vaccine, go lick the toilet seats at the ballpark, and take care. See you at the orgy that we'll be having an agenda for. Bye.
My mic was muted. That was Victoria giving us a little bit of Vaccine Hunters, which I think would be a great reality show on Bravo. I don't know. People scurrying around trying to find the nearest vaccination station. But thank you, Victoria. We wish you could be here in person, but I hope that you're not feeling any major side effects from that second vaccine. I'm getting mine tomorrow. So I'm hoping, because I have to work all weekend, I hope nothing happens to me. And I hope that I'm all energetic throughout the weekend, because drag queens working at Stonewall take a lot of your energy. So let's get on to our next performer. Evelyn Frick, she, her, or they, them, is a Brooklyn-based comic and writer. She's a contributor for satire website Reductress and works for the podcast Friends Like Us with comedian Marina Franklin. You may have seen her perform at the 2020 New York Underground Comedy Festival, the 2020 Curve Magazine Summer Comedy Festival, or all across New York City. Please welcome to the stage, Evelyn Frick. Hi, Evelyn.
Hi, Chauncey. How are you?
Nice to meet you virtually.
Yeah, truly. I'm so glad to be here. Thanks to everyone for tuning in. And thanks to Equality New York for having me. I hope everyone is, doing and staying well. I've been doing really well recently. I got the COVID vaccine this week. Yeah, just a little heads up about the side effects. I got the vaccine on Monday and I'm gay now.
Oh.
Yeah. To clarify, I was gay before, but I am also very gay now. I was actually hoping the vaccine would make me a little gayer, but my doctor told me I physically could not get any gayer. So
you're just not hanging out with the right people. We could work on that.
Truly. Yeah, I should be hanging out with drag queens, to be honest. I think that might help.
Come visit me at Stonewall, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm going to let you do your thing. Thank you so much, Evelyn.
Yeah. Thank you.
Go to the green room.
Yeah. But yeah, thanks again to Equality New York for having me. So yeah, just talking about my COVID vaccine, in terms of the other side effects, the only thing I noticed was that my right arm was really sore afterwards. Granted, I did get the shot in my left arm. I was just so excited about getting vaccinated that I really went to town on myself afterwards. In and of itself, the experience was fine. Fun fact about my shot, though, after it was done, the nurse said she had vaccinated me with a needle for infants and toddlers. Now, I have no idea why the nurse took one look at me and thought, she's baby, because I'm not baby. I'm adult. Seriously, why would she think that? All I've done in the last year is eat, sleep, cry, and attempt short walks before giving up and napping instead. To be honest, I don't really care how I got the vaccine, but if you're going to give me the baby needle, at least give me a lollipop, because I was a very brave girl. It's also been a good month. For me, I've been doing well recently because my long-distance girlfriend is going to be moving in with me soon. I'm very excited about that. Long distance. It was hard, but we've made it work because we really made each other laugh. Like even just after one phone call, we've come up with a tight 5 of stand-up material together. Sometimes if I'm lucky, I've even got a loose 7, and she's not even a comic. I'm also just really excited to be living with her because, to be honest, I'm really excited to have sex again. I've been playing it safe throughout quarantine. We're in an open relationship, but haven't been, exercising that because trying to stay as safe as possible. So when she moves in, we've talked about incorporating a firm handshake into our foreplay. I think it just will really set the business casual tone that really gets me going. So we'll be moving together, living in Brooklyn, where I've been living, although actually right now, the past few weeks, I've just been with my family, helping my parents get the COVID vaccine. And so spending a lot of time together, watching a lot of TV and movies. For example, we watched A Portrait of a Lady on Fire together, and my mom loved it. She loved it so much, in fact, that she started pointedly telling me so. Like, I'll just be working, during the day, and then she'll come up to me and be like, Evelyn, I just want you to know how much I enjoyed watching Portrait of a Lady on Fire. I feel so grateful that you would trust me enough to watch Portrait of a Lady on Fire with me. Portrait of a Lady on Fire didn't choose to be gay. Portrait of a Lady on Fire was just made that way. And even if your grandparents wouldn't understand Portrait of a Lady on Fire, I love it unconditionally. I'm proud of A Portrait of a Lady on Fire. It is such a brave movie. In spite of the teasing, I do love my mom very much, and I appreciate her support. Besides, it has inspired me to start signaling my allyship to straight people by saying that I liked the movie Dear John. They really appreciate it. Also, being in my parents' home has given me the opportunity to relive a lot of my childhood. Like recently, I was going through my old toys and I found some Polly Pocket dolls. Remember Polly Pocket? She was this tiny little doll popular in the early 2000s. She had like a limo and a mansion and like all this stuff. And the fun thing about her was that she had a significantly better quality of life than you. But, you know, I'm not here to talk about Polly's chewable choking hazard fashion or whether or not her family owning multiple pieces of Pocket World property is guillotine worthy. I'm here to talk about the intrigue and the drama. Because first of all, Polly's parents are named John Pocket and Mom Pocket, which is so funny because I had no idea that Mike Pence was in charge of naming Polly Pocket dolls. Another thing about her family, so Polly has 2 brothers, but I think it's absolutely bananas that none of them are named Paul Pocket. Seems like a missed opportunity on their part. But there are these other characters like Polly's boy toys. First, there's Rick. Rick is cool. Rick is a bad boy. Rick is a doctor and a DJ. He's somehow the most essential and least essential worker. But for me, the real unsung hero of the Polly Pocket franchise is Rick's best friend, who is canonically named Todd, parentheses, originally called Steven. But he's the artist formerly known as Prince of the Polly Pocket world in name only. Where Rick is the cool boy, Todd, originally called Steven, is just a loyal lackey. But I think the reason why I love this character so much is because every friend group has a Todd. Every friend group has that one person who no one really wants to be around, and no matter how many times they try to reinvent themselves, they still don't want to spend any time with them. Like, sorry, but no one wants to ride in your picnic place at Dune Buggy Todd. But where Mattel kind of made him just like a background character, if I were in charge, I really could have made Todd originally called Stephen Shine, because Todd can so clearly be read as queer. I don't want to stereotype, but for the movie date set with Todd and Kirsty, one of Todd's outfit options is a blue ombre jumpsuit. Also, remember when I mentioned Todd's dune buggy? That bitch is teal. No straight man voluntarily owns anything teal. That part of the color wheel is reserved for homosexuals and fancy birds. So I think if Mattel is smart, they'll get on the marketization of pride with some Gay Boy Todd playsets. And here are some free ideas I have for them. And by the way, these playsets are not suitable for all ages. First, of course, we have Polly Pocket Todd Comes Out playset. Second, we have Polly Pocket Todd Reckons with Internalized Homophobia playset. Then we have Polly Pocket Todd's first grinder date playset, complete with a tiny douche. And then finally, we have Polly Pocket Todd Tries Drag playset and the follow-up set, Polly Pocket Todd the Tuck playset. I look forward to forwarding any calls from Mattel. I really think this could be my big break. And that's my set. Thank you so much again to Equality New York for having me. I've really enjoyed doing this show. So yeah, if you haven't, I would also suggest donating to them. So yeah, thank you so much. You can follow me on Twitter at Evelyn G. Frick.
Thank you so much, Evelyn.
Thank you, Chauncey.
I want a Polly Pocket, the grinder set, because I think I need that one.
I think everyone needs that one, to be honest.
I kind of know how to do drag. The drag one, I would probably help create it, but
oh, incredible! Yeah, I'll give you a
more
call
of a
for sure.
Person, so the grinder, I need a little help on.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you, Evelyn, for being a part of this. Appreciate
it.
Thank you. We'll see you soon.
See ya.
Bye bye. All right, that was Evelyn Frick. You can follow her at Evelyn G. Frick on Instagram. Our next comic is Dana Friedman. Dana is in all likelihood New York's first Orthodox Jewish transgender comic. Her performances address a wide variety of topics, including many outside the very usual norms of stand-up comedy. During the COVID-19 crisis, she produced and performed in Fun Orthodox, an evening of LGBT plus Jewish entertainment, as well as wrote for the show's host, Mayim Bialik. Dana was selected for She-Devil Comedy Festival's Best of the Fest, and more recently, the New York Underground Comedy Festival. She's been a guest on SiriusXM's Tell Me Everything with John Fugelsang, and has appeared with or opened for Janine Garofalo, Liz Winstead, Giannis Papas, Christian Finnegan, Julia Scotti, Tim Dillon, and other major headliners at club theaters all over North America. Without further ado, please welcome Dana Friedman. Hello.
Hi.
I'm going to let you do your thing, Dana. You look like you're ready. Okay. Bye.
So welcome to the diversity portion of the show. Yeah, because one thing you don't see a lot in comedy is white Jews. But there's more to this than meets the eye. I am an Orthodox Jewish trans woman, and that comes with a certain... What, just me? That's all right. In comedy, being different is good. In Orthodox Judaism, not so much. I don't care. I was always a wise ass. Even in my bar mitzvah speech, I said, today I am a man. Tomorrow, not so much. I apologize for these 1980s style headphones. Like I don't already resemble runner-up in a Howard Stern lookalike contest. I'm having an okay week. I lost 2 pounds. Got my teeth cleaned. Here we are in April. It's boring. I mean, what do we got? We got April showers, taxes, and Passover. Whoopee. I miss March. It was Women's History Month. And since I was a little late to that party, I started celebrating on the 15th. And last weekend, old dude at my synagogue started messing with me. Rumor has it you used to be a man. I said, rumor has it, so did you. Recently, an older comic called me ageist. Nah, ageist get 10%. See, that's a pun. Okay. Now, I was raised Orthodox Jewish, so, a little bit sheltered. For example, growing up, I was not taught about girl stuff, put it gently. But Jews are taught to use logic. We're supposed to figure stuff out. So, till I got to college, I thought ovaries went on top of underwear. I figured the vulva was a Swedish car. And that the labia minora was what women lit on Hanukkah. God. I didn't learn about other religions either. Like, I heard Catholics have a mother superior. I thought, big deal. That's every Jewish mother. I asked at a show once if there was a mother inferior. Lady yelled out, every Catholic woman. And as for other Christians, I heard a televangelist ask, do you know what it took for Jesus to turn water into wine? Grapes. Just spitballing here. But there's an upside to being the bad girl. Yeah, all the relatives come to me when they do something naughty. Yeah, like my nephew called with a pregnancy scare. Turns out he just had gas. So we've all been spending too much time indoors and too much time on social media. Comedians have been indoors for a year writing pandemic jokes, and I don't want that material to go to waste, so I'm hoping for another wave. And I had the COVID. Yeah, I was quarantined in a 15 by 15 foot room, telling jokes alone. So, just like a New York comedy club. Yeah. Oh my God. We get into ridiculous conversations on Facebook. Somebody posted, "What would you sacrifice for $400 million?" Some people answered, "A limb, my friends." I said, for $400 million, I would give up $350 million. What else? Anti-Semitism is up. The Jews have a lot of haters, and some of us think we deserve it, because we come from such a culture of guilt, which is ironic considering how many of us are defense lawyers. It's getting scary out there. Well, I'm scoping out flights to the Holy Land, and I saw an ad, Trans-Jordan Air, which already sounds good, because trans, and Jordan Air, like the sneaker. Yeah. One way to Israel, $300, but I don't like their slogan, "Run, Jew, run." The trans people, we have our own haters. Like the current crop are called trans exclusionary radical feminists, and they use the acronym TERF. TERF, as in this is ours, you can't come in. Couldn't they have called it trans unwelcoming and at least spelled TERF correctly? Yeah, spelling's not high on their priority list. Yeah, they don't want the word women to be derivative of men, so they spell it with a Y. The letter for the male chromosome. Yeah. They make up reasons to hate me. Well, you can't bear children. And it's true, I can't bear children. I'm really a fan of LGBT culture. I try and keep up. And since the 1960s, I found out there has not been a drag queen called Urethra Franklin. And you know why? Respect. Good night, folks.
Thank you, Dana. That was amazing. We'll see you later. All right, that was Dana Friedman. All right, our next guest, I just want to mention that Equality New York is having its Advocacy Day on April 15th. It is a free seminar. You can follow them on Facebook, and you can sign up there, or you could sign up at equalityny.org/LGBTQIA Advocacy Day. So that's equalityny.org/LGBTQI Advocacy Day. There's a lot of work to be done in New York State, and Equality New York is ready to do it. So sign up for that if you can. Follow them on Instagram at equalityny, and keep up to date with all the great things and all the great work that they're doing. So our next guests are also known as Kiwi Fuzz. I met these two wonderful people. They were the house band for a production of Hit the Wall, an amazing play that chronicled the Stonewall riots, basically. And it was taking place, the play was taking place at Stonewall. They were the house band, and I fell in love with them on the first day and remained friends with them. And I'm so happy that the universe led me to them. They are Kiwi Fuzz. They're also known as Christian Dausch and Andrew Swackhammer. They host a weekly show on Instagram at Showy and Telly on Sunday nights at 7 p.m. They always have all these special guests. They feature poets, singers, songwriters, and more. They also work with local organizations such as Astoria Mutual Aid Network and QED. Please welcome to the stage my friends, Kiwi Fuzz. Hello, kids.
Hello, we love you too. Like a lot. Like, we love you a lot. So glad that the universe brought you to us. So glad that your mesh is revealing everything I want to see.
I'm using my $50 ring light to change colors in between guests as it gets darker. Because I've never done a show when it was still light out and it was messing up my dramatic lighting.
Leave it to us to make things dark.
That's the one.
That's the one. That's our mood.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I could be crazy too. Whoa.
Wow.
Well, I want to thank the two of you for answering the call. And I remember the funniest part about it was I said, hey, do you guys know any LGBTQ queer comedians? You're like, what about us?
We're pretty funny sometimes.
So I'm going to let you do your thing. And like I said, everybody, you could tune in on Sunday nights at Showy and Telly on Instagram and catch their amazing live show. And hopefully, once this mess clears, you guys will be doing your show
back to the UCUT,
at an actual venue.
Yeah, the UCUT on 36th Ave and 36th Street in Astoria. We're there every Sunday when we can all kiss again. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Well, I'm going to let you two do your thing. I'm very excited, and you're all in for a treat. Take the stage.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We're your cover queers. We're going to do some tunes for you. I'm too sexy for my love. Too sexy for my love. Love's going to leave me. Ow. Ha. Da da da. 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 Da da da.
I'm too sexy for my shirt, too sexy for my shirt, so sexy it hurts.
Chauncey. I'm too sexy for Milan, too sexy for Milan, New York and Japan. Meow. Ha! Da da da. Da da da. Da da da. Japan. Meow. Hi. Da da da. Da da da. Da da da.
I'm too sexy for this party, too sexy for this party. No way I'm disco dancing.
'Cause I'm a model, you know what I mean. And I do my little turn on the catwalk.
On the catwalk?
Yes, on the catwalk. Yeah. I shake my little tush on the catwalk. Meow. Da da da. Da da da. Da da da. I'm too sexy for a car, too sexy for a car, too sexy by far.
And I'm too sexy for my hat, too sexy for my hat. What do you think about that?
'Cause you're a model, you know what I mean.
And I do my little turn on the catwalk.
On the catwalk?
Yes.
On the catwalk?
Yes.
I shake my little tush on the catwalk. Meow. Da da da. Da da da. Da da da.
My little tush.
Da da da. Da da da. Da da da. My little bush. I'm too sexy for my. Too sexy for my. Too sexy for my. 'Cause I'm a model. You know what I mean.
And she do her little turn on the catwalk.
On the catwalk?
Yes.
On the catwalk, yeah. She showed my little tail on the catwalk. Meow. Ha! I'm too sexy for my cat. Too sexy for my cat. Poor pussy. Poor pussy cat. I'm too sexy for my love. Too sexy for my love. Love's going to leave me. And I'm too sexy for this song.
Oh my gosh, we have one more tune for you.
We're gonna hurry so that the next person has plenty of time.
Yes. Like, is this 7 minutes? We don't know.
I don't know.
What are timers?
What is time?
But yes,
check us out Sundays at 7 on Instagram. And thank you, Equality New York, for having us. We're very happy to support. We love you.
Our gays. Because we're super
so gay.
gay.
Oh my God.
Yes. If there's a gay competition, we'll rank up there.
Yeah, we'll do all the gay shit.
We'll do all of it.
I got this feeling on the summer day when you're gone. I crashed my car into the bridge. I watched I let it burn. I threw your shit into a bag and I pushed it downstairs. I crashed my car into the bridge. bitch. You're from the 70s, but I'm a 90s bitch. I love it. I love you always, forever, near and far, closer together everywhere. I will be with you, everything I will do for you. I love you always, forever, near and far, closer together everywhere. I will be with you, everything I will do for you. Say you love me forever, never stop, never, whatever, near and far and always and everywhere and every. Say you love me forever, never stop, never, whatever, near and far and always and everywhere and everything. I love it. You're on a different road, I'm in the Milky Way. You want me down on Earth, but I am up in space. So about to please. We gotta kill this switch. You're from the 70s, but I'm a 90s bitch. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. All the girls at the party, look at that body, shake that thing like you never did see. Got a nice package alright, 'cause I'm gonna have to ride it tonight. All the girls at the party, look at that body, shake that thing like you never did see. Got a nice package alright, 'cause I'm gonna have to ride it tonight. I love all the girls at the party, look at that body, shaking that thing like you never did see. Got a nice package alright, 'cause I'm gonna have to ride it tonight. I love all the girls at the party, look at that body, shaking that thing like you never did see. Got a nice package alright, 'cause I'm gonna have to ride it tonight, tonight, tonight. I love it.
And we love you. Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you, gay people everywhere.
I love you too.
We love you.
Do you? I know you're both young, but there was the TV show on on television when I was a kid called the Magic Garden. I don't know if you've ever heard of it.
I only know the Secret Garden.
No, but I think the two of you need to reboot it as the two of you, because there was something called the Giggle Patch where little jokes would grow out of the flowers and they would tell the jokes, and they were two like folk singing lesbian-ish non-lesbian women that would like teach you lessons and all that. And I think
I'm so in. I already call my bush the Giggle Patch.
I was gonna say I call my entire bedroom the Giggle Patch. You stole my joke.
Great.
Look up on YouTube. Look up the Magic Garden. And I actually met one of the ladies from it at Stonewall one day. She sang a song during one of our Tony parties, and I was like, "You were like a special thing in my life when I was a kid." And she was like, she gave me the biggest hug, and it completely like full circle made my life. So, but definitely look up the Magic Garden. It might have been only a Jersey thing. I don't know. Things are different in Jersey, so so I don't know if it was only shown there, but it was awesome. But I love the two of you, and I can't wait to see you in person. Give you lots of love in person.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you. All right, that was Kiwi Fuzz. Follow them on Instagram at Showy and Telly, because I guess Show and Tell was already taken. Anyway, so our next performers, like I said, I just want to correct, Advocacy Day for Equality in New York is April 6th, not April 15th. Their panel discussion, though, is April 15th, and you can register for that on Facebook at the Equality NY Facebook page. And let's get on with the show. We're kind of on time, and I'm not known for keeping the proper time when it comes to shows that I help produce. We're only about 2 minutes behind, so it's pretty wacky. I'm a little freaked out. But our next performer, Jade McDonough, is a non-binary Brooklyn-based comedian found wherever screens exist. They took being very much online to new heights, producing digital benefit variety shows for various New York nonprofits. You can see Jade in Glamour Online and TikTok, because if anything, they have the range. Please welcome our backstage VIP MVP, helping out with all the other performers, Jade McDonough.
Hello.
Hello, gorgeous.
Thank you. Oh my God, thanks so much. Just really happy to be here. Thanks to Equality NY. Thanks for all of you for tuning in, and whoever catches the replay as well. How are you doing today, Chauncey?
Pretty good, Jade. It's nice to meet you. I feel like, have I met you before in person?
I'm going to say no, probably not.
Okay, all right. Well, hopefully that changes one day soon.
Hopefully soon.
And we can all hug and all that.
God, yes. Breathe the air 5 inches away from my face, please.
Okay, I'm going to let you do your thing, Jade. So welcome to the virtual stage, Jade
Thanks.
McDonough.
Hi, everybody. As you may have realized, my name is Jade McDonough. I understand that this is not exactly the face you were expecting with that name, but here I am. And to that, I really say you did not look at the flyer, did you? Did you? And that's really rude. Yeah, it's really interesting being a Black person with an incredibly Irish last name. Mostly, I just have white women come up to me and they're just like, oh, that's really interesting. What happened to you? And to that, I can really only say, I don't know, Karen, slavery. But honestly, one of my favorite things about online shows is that like the stakes are low. Almost everyone has notes slightly out of screen. And I just like telling stories. So I would like to just tell all of y'all why I am officially done with white people as of like 2 weeks ago. You guys ready? Great, because I have the time, I have the microphone, and I have the power. So I'm done with white people, and I will explain to you that I've been friends with I have been an ally to white people for all of my 25 years. And this is what really broke the camel's back. So I had this friend, let's call her Taylor. Taylor is toxic. She's toxic as hell. She was my chaos friend, the person you can call at any hour of the night and she's up with some baggie of drugs and probably a cheesesteak as well. And what really kills me is one day I get a FaceTime from Taylor and she's calling me in a panic. She's like, Jade, what the fuck do I do? And I'm like, what happened? What's going on? And she's like, do you remember Jacob? Now pause. Jacob is this absolutely beautiful, hand to God, one of the most beautiful people I have ever seen, sculpted from marble, beautiful and talented. His band recently got signed because, you know, people do that. People do the music thing. And she's like, yeah, well, did I tell you what happened with Jacob? And I'm like, no. What happened? She's like, okay, so we fucked. And I'm like, congratulations, you know, as you do. I was thinking, okay, I'm going to have to hop on a Revel, go to this girl's house, go to the drugstore, get plan B. Like, that's where I thought this was going. But no, it's infinitely worse. So she says, Jade, we fucked. And then he left my bed, my beautiful, beautiful bed. And I was like, yeah, get on with it. He left my bed, and there upon my white sheets. Now I'm going to pause. What do you think was there? Are we thinking, I don't know, like a puddle of drool? Are we thinking sweat? Are we thinking blood? No, you're all wrong. This man shit her bed. He shit her bed. He got up and there was a huge skid mark. Now, if you're on Twitter, you know that white men online have been very honest with their lack of hygiene. But the wiping thing, that I don't wipe my ass because that's gay shit, I didn't know that was real. I truly did not know or believe that that was real. But here is this man, this unfortunately beautiful white man, shit her bed. So I was like, what the fuck did you do? She's like, well, I told him sexily that he should get in the shower. And I was like, okay, yeah, that makes sense. But then she continues, yeah, so he stayed an extra night. And I was like, what the fuck happened to your sheets? What happened to the shit sheets? What did we do with the shit sheets? To which I didn't actually get an answer. But he stays over another night. They have sex again. This man shit her bed on the first time they ever slept together. It's not like they've been dating for 10 years and he has a loose colon. It's not like it's not like she pegged him and he painted her. Like, that's not what happened. He just has poor hygiene. He stayed an extra day, and now she's calling me, asking me how to wash her sheets, and asking me if shit stains. To which I have to say, yes, shit does stain, but also, why are you calling your black friend for this? That's some mammy shit, and I don't want to do it. But the reason why I'm officially done with white people is that 2 weeks later, she calls me and she's like, Jade, you know, I think I'm gonna fuck Jacob again. He shit your fucking bed, dog. Like, how do you get back from that? And she's like, well, you know, I just need word to travel. And I shit you not, no pun intended, I shit you not, the only reason why she is fucking shitty Jacob is so that her ex can know that she's fucking someone in a band. And if that's not peak white people, I don't know what is. But I want nothing to do with it. I wipe my hands and I wipe my ass of white people. Sorry to all of y'all. That's my set. That's my time. Thanks. You guys can follow me at McSpaceburger on TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter. Yes, all of those. And please donate to Equality NY. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Jade.
No
that
problem.
That was a really shitty set, but thank you.
Yeah.
Anyway, definitely follow Jade at McSpaceburger on all those platforms. I can't wait to see your TikTok because I have a feeling I'm going to love it.
You will.
You will. All right. Well, thank you, Jade. Thanks for being a part of this.
No problem.
We'll talk to you soon. Thank you. Okay. We're almost, we have about 3 comics left. I want to thank everyone for joining us for the very first LGBTI comedy showcase for Equality New York. The donate ticker is down at the bottom of your screen. Please donate. They're doing some great work, and I'm happy that I was asked to be a part of this. And our next performer is an old friend of mine. We've known each other for quite some time. Oscar AYDIN is a comedian based in New York City with a flair and sass that shines through every time he performs. He's been featured on Bravo, Logo, and BBC Reels. Most recently, he was voted Best of the Fest. We have 2 Best of the Fest people here for the New York Underground Comedy Festival. You can catch him on all social platforms and his newest adventure on Clubhouse. You can follow him on Instagram at It's Oscar AYDIN, AYDIN, and Twitter, I have Gay DHD. So please welcome to the stage my friend Oscar.
Oh my gosh, Chauncey, it's so good to see you.
Likewise, and I must say, out of everyone that I helped get to be on this show, I connected, you were the most excited. So I'm so happy that you are a part of this because you were I could feel the rainbows and unicorns shooting through my phone.
Oh my God, I love that because usually it's just back hair and unibrow. So I really...
And that's it. Thanks, Oscar.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks so much, Chauncey. I'm so happy to be a part of Equality New York's comedy showcase. I really appreciate it. Thanks so much, Chauncey.
I'm gonna let you do your thing and make everybody laugh like only you know how to. So
all right.
Thanks, Oscar.
Chauncey, thank you. Oh my gosh. Folks, I got my shot today. I got my shot. I am so excited because I now no longer have gonorrhea. Yeah, just kidding. No, it's interesting because a lot of people that I've talked to, mostly heterosexuals, are like, ooh, you know, my arm, it's gonna hurt, it's gonna hurt. And I'm like, have you ever had a shot for gonorrhea? It is a 5-inch long needle that goes directly all the way into your buttocks. That is something, and you can't sit for 3 days. So call me when you get through that. Also, I've come to the realization that you know you're a hoe if you don't have to look up how to spell gonorrhea, okay? Let's see. What do I want to talk about? Let me give you a little bit about myself. I am an out and proud gay man in New York City. I am a feminine top, or as I like to call it, a blouse. Thank you very much. But I'm not like a fancy blouse that you would find at one of those bougie places like H&M. I'm more of like a blouse that's sitting in the fitting room of a TJ Maxx with dust bunnies all over it. Like, that's kind of how I think of it. I'm also a gay on a budget, or as I like to call it, a gadget. So when I go shopping, it's Goodwill hunting. Hey, I recently rejoined a gym. I'm very excited. I actually found a gym close to my apartment, and it offers free facials and massages, or as I like to call it, the low self-esteem room. Hey, listen, puns left and right, left and right. So real quick, more about me. I am adopted. My adoptive mother is Norwegian, and my adoptive father is Turkish. So my mom lives in Norway, and I love Norway. Has anybody here been to Norway? No? Okay. I kind of figured. Norway is a beautiful country. It's got gorgeous landscapes, beautiful artwork, but the food is so bland, all right? The food's so bland that their idea of spicy is mayonnaise, okay? Like, my mom gets heartburn from unsalted butter. That's how bland it is. I love my mother, but I think she secretly hates me because 2 years ago, she told me, she let it slip that they actually adopted a girl, but she got adopted instead. So I was, quote unquote, their consolation prize. Yep. Yep. And here's the thing. As someone who is obsessed with Miss America pageants, nothing is worse than knowing that you came up, that you are the first runner-up in life. Okay? Like, that's, right? My father is Turkish. I love my dad. And he's just like this very strong-willed, like very Turkish person who just thinks everything is invented in Turkey. So, you know, I'll talk to him and he'll be like, Oscar, you know that tulips are invented in Turkey. And I'm like, yes, Dad. Oh, that's great. Oscar, Santa Claus, he is from Turkey. And I'm like, all right, okay, maybe I'll believe that. And then he's like, Oscar, Apple products, they come from Turkey. And I'm like, okay, Dad, I think you're taking this too far. And then he's like, Oscar, did you know Schitt's Creek comes from Turkey? And I'm like, oh, okay. I don't know where you're getting this from. And then when I came out to my dad and was like, Dad, I'm gay, he's like, that's not Turkish. Let's see. My dad has turned me into a drug mule. I don't know. I want to talk about that for a second. I really, really do. My dad has turned me into a drug mule. So every time I go visit my father now in Turkey, he makes me bring back multiple packets of Viagra for all of his impotent friends in America. And here's the thing. As a son, I feel obliged that he's my dad. I should do anything he needs me to do. But as a gay man, it's just really hard knowing that my father is making more men hard than me. Do you understand that? Like, does anybody get that? Like, my father is making more men across America harder than me. And like that's another one right here in the heart. I recently found out that I am Iranian. And here's the thing. I took the DNA test 23andMe, not to be confused with the gay version, which is where you find out how many people you slept with, called 43andMe. Kidding. It's really hard dating as a gay Middle Eastern man, because as a gay man without abs, I'm like a 2. But as a Middle Eastern man with 2 separate eyebrows, I'm a solid 10. Let's see. I want to leave you guys with some good news. So I recently paid off 2 of my credit cards. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, it's very easy when both credit cards have a combined limit of $200. Broke. So someone stole my identity recently, and that sucks for them, not for me, because I'm broke. But had they just done a little bit of research, they would have known that I'm like, I have no money. You have all my info. Check my bank statements, check my credit score. And if you look online, you'd see that my drag name is Miss Visa Decline. Okay, so there's clues here. All right, that's my time. I'm Oscar AYDIN. Thanks, Chauncey. This was great. And make sure you donate to Equality New York.
Thank you so much, Oscar.
Thank you. Love you, Chauncey. Thanks for the opportunity.
We'll see you
soon. Thank you to all that put this together. Really appreciate it.
Thanks, Oscar. We'll see you soon. Oscar's amazing. I love Oscar. All right, so we're getting down to the nitty-gritty. And someone who has been waiting the whole show, and it is their birthday. I don't know if I'm supposed to say that, but Jenny Saldana. Jenny is funny, and she once baked a delicious pie. Please welcome to the stage, Jenny Saldana. Happy birthday, Jenny.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm having a great time. I'm broadcasting for the Dominican Republic in a private villa. And I also thought that this was Bring Your Own Gay to Work Day, so I brought a gay. This is Pat Brown, a very funny comedian. Pat Brown comedian, Pat Brown.
Totally gay.
Totally gay. Totally gay, so I brought a gay. I brought my own gay. And everyone knows her because she's been on Friends Like Us with Marina Franklin. And so this is my gay. Hi, this is my gay. So just want you to know that I am an ally. And I bring a gay everywhere I go. So that way I can pick fights and be like, is it because my girl's gay? Because that's a problem.
I'm going to go backstage and just enjoy you, Jenny. So you take the stage.
All right, I'm on.
Welcome, Jenny Saldana, birthday girl.
Yes, birthday girl. So yes, I just turned 50. And I don't mind that. My mom is having an issue with it, though. She's having a really hard time with it. Not because it's a reflection on her age, but it's a reflection of my unused uterus. And I think my uterus owes back taxes for all that time it hasn't worked and been living off of the land. Yeah. It hasn't worked since that incident in college. We all know about that incident in college. So because I'm 50, I just assume that everyone gets the same references. That I think there are some pop culture references that should be universal, no matter how old you are. Like everyone should know who I Love Lucy is, right? Everybody who should know, I think, right? So I'm at Balthazar's, this fabulous restaurant in New York on Prince Street. And the server, her name is Clarice. So I said, hello, Clarice. And I can no longer go back to Balthazar's. I have been banned for sexually harassing Clarice because she's a millennial or whatever, and she's never seen Silence of the Lambs. What's wrong with you people? What is wrong with you people? Seriously. I have a lovely meth couple that lives 2 doors down from me, and every now and then we get into conversations on the elevator. So the meth guy, Mr. Meth, I'll call Mr. Meth, was on the elevator, and the building has access to all of our apartments in case something breaks, they want to replace a fire alarm, whatever. You can tell them that they can come when you're there or not. It's up to you. So he tells me, he's on the elevator. He said, hey, do you let these people in your building, in the apartment? I don't like that. I don't like that. Every time they come, they steal. I'm like, really? I've never had that. Yeah. My wife, she buys the good shampoo, the Paul Mitchell shampoo. And every single time that they're there, there's less. So I'm like, so you're telling me that the maintenance guy, right? The maintenance guy has been siphoning off teaspoons of your shampoo because whatever. So fast forward to, I have an obscene phone caller in the building. So my building is an old pre-war building, and it's an old pre-war hotel. There's an intercom system throughout the whole building that works. So if I want to call somebody's apartment, I just dial their apartment number on this intercom. So I was getting this obscene phone caller, right? And he was calling, he was jerking off and talking about the Kardashians' asses. And I was getting really, really upset. And I finally complained to the building. And they said, they're like, yeah, we've been getting some complaints, but do you have any evidence? I was like, no, I don't have any evidence. And they're like, yeah, you need to do something. So fast forward to, I get a giant TV. I want to get it mounted. I call the maintenance guys to come mount it. I slipped him $20 to mount it. His hair looked fabulous. And it was very lustrous. That Paul Mitchell really worked. So I pay him, and he says, Jenny, I left you a message on the intercom. I don't know if you got us. Like, no, I don't know how to get the messages. I'm rambling because I'm high, not because I'm stupid. Okay. So he teaches me how to get retreat messages. And obscene phone caller had left a long ass message using his sex voice, like, but then somebody knocked on his door. He went, who is it? And I was like, oh my God, it's Tony from down the hall. Tony from down the hall has been obscene phone calling me. So then I go down, I complain. It's like, yo, it's Tony from down the hall. They're like, yeah, we've been getting a lot of complaints from him. I was like, what? He calls other bitches? Like, there are other women who else is this cute that he's calling? You know, that's not cute. I'm very jealous. And then now this other girl in the elevator, she goes, you know, Tony died. I was like, you would know, bitch. Yeah, I think I'm done talking. No, I gotta tell you this one story though, because Oscar said he took the 23andMe DNA thing, and I went on a date with this guy, and he told me he took it, and he told me he was 13% Viking. 13% Viking. And I was like, really? Because your name is Hector and you live in the Bronx, Hector. Really? Are you gonna glue some horns on your fitted Yankees cap and conquer me, Hector? Is that what you're gonna do, Hector? Really? You find one red pube and all of a sudden you leave Erickson, Hector? Really, Hector? Nah, Hector. So me and Hector broke up. We started talking, we broke up, and you know what I miss the most? Is saying Hector. I just like saying Hector all the time. I just used to say Hector all the time. And now Hector, the Viking, has left my life. And I'm really sad. So now I'm just trying to date guys named Hector. So if you know any Hectors in the Bronx, I may take Staten Island. Just let me know. But thank you. I think that's my time. Do I still have time? I want to make sure that I don't go over. I don't run the light. I see 1 minute. Oh, okay. I did not see that, so I went on. I gotta go. Bye. Love you. Bye.
Jenny, you could start a new comic strip called Hector the Horrible. Remember Hagar the Horrible?
Yes, Hector the Horrible.
Here's a Viking.
Here's my gay, everybody.
Here's your gay. Nobody else brought a gay to work today. Nobody else brought a gay to work for you.
That's what you get. You get it. Yeah, look at her. Gay. All right, we're leaving. I ran the light. I'm sorry.
Thank you, Jenny. Happy birthday. Happy birthday.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Oh my God, that was hysterical. I'm glad Jenny brought her gay to work today. Nobody else did, and I'm very disappointed in everyone. I have some dolls in the house, but I don't have any gays in the house. Anyway, our final guest tonight, before I announce her, I just want to thank everyone for tuning into our broadcast. We're going to be showing it again on Saturday on our Facebook page, Equality New York. Please follow it if you haven't already. Follow us on Instagram at EqualityNY. Like I said earlier, Advocacy Day is April 6th. I made a boo-boo earlier. You can register for that on the equalityny.org website at LGBTQI Advocacy Day / LGBTQI Advocacy Day. There's also a panel discussion about HIV on April 15th on the Facebook page. It's free to register. You can look up the event there. And just keep track of what's going on, because there's a lot of work left to be done in New York State for full equality. Sometimes living in New York City, I know I feel I'm living in a little bit of a bubble. I live in a very gay LGBTQ bubble where everything I do is homosensible, as I call it. So, sometimes we don't realize just, a couple train stops away on the Metro North and things aren't as cool. Things aren't as safe, even in New York City. So definitely support your local local organizations that are trying to change things for the better. And like I said, I want to thank Kathy for getting me involved in this. She's definitely one of my activist idols. We met about 11 years ago, right before the wedding march, and I've been learning from her every day. I've been just watching her do all the wonderful things she does and how much she devotes her life to change and to progress. So, and she definitely leads by example. It's one of my favorite hashtags, because we can't always change people's minds or change people's way they do things, but we can lead by example. So, and Kathy's a very strong component of that ideology. But our final performer is JAYE McBride, and JAYE McBride is funny, smart, and proudly transgender, one of the first trans comedians to work on a national level. She has performed both as a headliner and sharing the stage with comedy greats like Gilbert Gottfried, Jim Norton, and Bobcat Goldthwait. You millennials probably don't know who Bobcat Goldthwait is. In addition to numerous comedy festivals, JAYE recently made her television debut on Comedy Central's This Week at the Comedy Cellar. JAYE is originally from upstate New York, but now lives in Brooklyn. You can follow them on Twitter at JAYE, J-A-Y-E, McBride, and Instagram at JAYE.McBride, because I guess the other JAYE McBride was taken. But anyway, I'm going to leave the stage and play JAYE's video, because JAYE couldn't be here, unfortunately. So thank you for watching, and we'll be back in a few.
Hey, what's up? This is JAYE McBride. Thank you so much. Coming to you live from my living room. It looks a little like, yeah, this is it. This is the only color in the entire place. I did not paint that. But thank you so much. This is fun. This is the end of quarantine. Feels a little bit like everyone's coming back from summer vacation and school, and everyone's got a cool story. And I'm just like, yeah, watch some TV. Watch a lot of TV. Yeah, that's about it. Let me show you how my quarantine's going. This is my slipper. This is what happened to my slipper. Is that the saddest thing you've ever seen? I mean, this is literally like, what happened? Like, what sort of, like, I know my toenails, like I could pick up a chihuahua with my toenails, but still, like, that's a little much. You know, it just, oh, you poor thing. It's like I have the same footwear as a 1920s cartoon hobo, which is pretty good. Yeah, that's the metaphor for 2020. In a nutshell. I've also been trying to cut my bangs. You'll notice that they don't look good. Yeah, there's a reason. There's a good reason. It's because I cut them myself. Several times. I've screwed up my bangs more often this quarantine than I've washed my mask. It's like 5 to 4, which, well, I don't know. And I think the worst thing about cutting my bangs too much is then I start to see like, wow, and your eyebrows need a little, look at them. They're coming together. They're really coming. It's like Hands Across America. They're just like Michelangelo's, like those hands touching each other. That's what my eyebrows are like when I cut my bangs. So I don't know. And plus, if I cut it too high, like that's my forehead. Like, it's sort of like, I don't know if anyone's ever seen that really old movie RoboCop, you know, well, not really old, like 40 years or something like that. But like, he takes off his helmet and it's forehead up to here. That's what it feels like the last time I cut my bangs. It's like the world's saddest mullet, you know, Mr. Clean in the front and Party in the back. I don't know. It didn't work for me. I am trans. I'm sure you probably know that. You're all like, yeah, we could tell, Jay, we're on Zoom, not on Mars. We figured that out. You, a bunch of guys, look at you. You're all like, no matter where we are in the world, we can see your forehead in that Adam's apple. We can tell. We know. We get it. So just keep in mind, like, the thing is, like if you're in like Kentucky watching this, you might be like, oh, I don't, there's something off about that woman. I know I wouldn't have sex with her, but I don't know what it is. But in New York, it's like, please, we're all over the place. There is a tranny on every subway car. Okay. And if you're in New York and you're riding the subway and you don't see one, then you're the tranny. That's how it works. I say tranny a lot, by the way. I feel like I can, like, that's the only advantage really to being trans, is you get to say tranny. Like straight people can't say it, but I can say it. Like, that is the only advantage to transitioning. That and women's sports if you're Republican. But those are the only two things. There are occasions where I will allow someone to call me a tranny, either if the person saying it is also trans and a friend of mine, Or if it's when someone is pulling my hair doing rough sex, then they can call me a tranny. That's about the, but those are the only 2 times. My thing with the word tranny, like I feel like, yeah, it's a bad word, but I've been called way worse. Like last week, I actually had a guy call me sir. Yeah, sir. He's and I'm like, I'm like, look, buddy, just because I'm transgender doesn't make me any less of a lady. And he said, fine, please stop peeing in my lawn, ma'am. So yeah, that's I am trans, and that's why Trans Day of Visibility, March 31st. I'm sure everyone's very familiar with that. And there are a couple things about like Trans Day of Visibility is probably my favorite trans holiday. Like we have a couple. Like there's the Trans Day of Remembrance in November, where we remember all the people who are like murdered, and it's very sad. And like there's other trans days like Halloween, or Bring a Tranny to Work Day. But of them all, Trans Day of Visibility is probably my favorite. But when I came out, it was like I tried to be open about it. Like I wasn't always this open though. Like back in college, I remember trying. Instead of telling people I was trans, I remember trying to fool guys. But I learned my lesson, because believe me, nothing pisses off a guy more than when he's with a girl and he's trying to get to third base, but there's a man on third. Yeah. Again, unless you're Republican, then that's like an added. That's like a rebate. It's like like, oh, all right. So my dad was not a big fan of this whole thing. Might as well talk about that a little bit. Yeah, I remember when I was little, I was like, Dad, what do you call a little boy who wants to be a little girl? He said, I don't know, but they're definitely not getting any ice cream. Yeah, that was pretty tough. That was pretty harsh. We used to argue all the time. The arguments got so bad at one point, we actually had to split the house in half. He got the inside, so I know it sounds terrible, but don't worry. He dies in the end. So wipe it away. Yeah. My dad died around Christmas time, which was tough. Yeah, I didn't know what to ask for because I already got what I wanted. All right, let me adjust myself a little bit. All right. Oh, close up. Oh, that doesn't work. That doesn't look good for anybody. So anyway, what else is going on? I live in New York City, the greatest city in the world, unless it's a pandemic, and then it's Buffalo. Because yeah, it's like no one intentionally goes to Buffalo; they just end up there. That's what New York City feels like. But yeah, let me see. I have my mom was cool about the whole trend. People ask me about my parents, like what would your dad say? And like now it's like nothing, he's dead. But my mom was it took her a while, but she was close. She and I were really, really close. Like she was great. She was like this Martha Stewart type, a convicted felon who could cook. Yeah, well, actually she couldn't cook, but still, that's not true. So yeah, but she was great. And like I don't know. I think about my mom a lot. It was weird. Like our family was weird. It was kind of an Irish Catholic family. Like here's how Irish Catholic we are. My grandmother had 10 kids. Yeah, 10. And she had 2 miscarriages. So she was pregnant 12 times in 16 years. Yeah, she didn't have periods. She had commas. Okay. But I have 3 brothers, so it's not as big a family, but 3 brothers. And 2 of them are great. 2 of them were never been close. One brother did disown me when he found out I was trans, but it's cool. I try and take the high road, Like when I heard he and his wife had a child, they sent them the nicest greeting card. It said, congratulations, it's a boy for now. All right, well, thank you guys very much. My name is Jaye McBride.
Wow, I was completely muted that entire time, and I said some really fun things. So I want to say thank you to everyone for for tuning in to the very first LGBTQI comedy showcase from Equality New York. It is a fundraiser. I want to thank everyone for contributing. I also want to let everyone know that you can join in on the conversation with Equality New York at equalityny.org. And you can donate there. You can check out the merch shop. You can do all sorts of things, and follow Equality New York on Instagram and on Facebook. We will be rebroadcasting this show on Saturday, probably in the early evening. So if you haven't gotten a chance to see it, I mean, if you know someone who would like to see it and they haven't gotten a chance to, we'll be showing the donate form at the bottom there, and hopefully they'll tune in. So I want to thank all the performers for lending their talent, and it was exciting getting to meet some of you for the very first time. So thank you very much, and happy Pride. It's coming up.